Well, hello everybody. Larry Young here again with another segment of OLaMan Living Life with Purity. And today I'm going to have a little fun with some of the narratives swimming around in the media right now from some of our lovely woke ideology politicians and prosecutors, and accountability that comes when you look at the facts, the figures, and the notes regarding a situation from third-party sources. And the first thing I want to talk about is the wonderful Congresswoman, Somali descent from Minnesota, Ilhan Omar. Now, Ilhan Omar was trying to take the lead on a narrative punch at ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement teams that have been going around Minneapolis area as of late, rounding up undocumented immigrants, the illegals as we know them. And she had the audacity to come out and claim that her son had been pulled over by ICE agents in a traffic stop, something that ICE agents wouldn't normally do unless they had a warrant or a target for somebody. She claimed that ICE agents pulled her son over and demanded that he prove his citizenship. Never happened. Never happened. There isn't a single law enforcement officer or office or official in the state of Minnesota, and especially in Hennepin County, where this allegedly took place, that can corroborate that there was an actual pullover incident described as such. ICE doesn't have it in their records. The sheriff department doesn't have it in theirs. The police department don't have it in theirs. They don't even have a civil complaint from one Ilhan Omar or her son as to the alleged violation or transaction that happened. This is fiction. Total fiction. This is a narrative. This is a bold-faced lie. And this is part of the game plan. This is their workbook, if you will. So that's Act 1. Act 2. Miss Fani Willis down in Fulton County, Georgia. The illustrious prosecutor hired her boyfriend, and I don't know what you call him, her little hokey-pokey buddy. She is trying to say now that they are coming after her. That means the officials seeking accountability for her actions in this whole situation, as the officials now are trying to investigate her for her activities and what she did and the lies that she told, that she is the victim. She is the one that's had all these N-words printed all over her, or painted all over her garage door and her house, and her house was swarmed by white fascists, nationalists that wanted her dead, this type of thing, saying that they actually then threatened her father, all these types of allegations, and that the state has the audacity to come after her when all this other stuff is going on and they're not paying any attention to it. Well, we looked into that, and that never happened either. There isn't a single law enforcement office or jurisdictional spokesperson in all of Georgia, and especially in Fulton County, Georgia, where Atlanta is, that say that there was any record of any complaint of these things happening or any police reports, no call for service. Never happened. But Google says it did. Why does Google say it did? Google says it did because Fani Willis said it did, not because the police department said it did. Google is taking as fact a statement from a known liar as being a factual element in this narrative. So when these narratives come against the facts and accountability enters the picture, all this stuff falls apart. This is all happening on one side of the aisle, on the left-wing woke progressives. And they're using this as a tactic to try to undermine and build their arguments up, this narrative, if you will, trying to avoid accountability all the while this is going on. So this is their tactic. This is what's going on. It'll be very, very interesting to see how AI actually treats this in deference to how Google has been treating this and how the media has been treating this. Because when Google becomes a source of fact for reporting, we're in trouble. All right, next thing I want to talk about is, this has a little bit to do with narratives and accountability. There's a Texas preacher, I think his name is Joe Webb. Yeah, he's probably not the most, what would I say, articulate of people. But he had a statement this last week. They were talking about problems with the dating life of our younger people right now. And the concern came up that younger women are complaining that younger men aren't interested in them and that they can't get into relationships. And they think that it's the problems with the guys. And he had a very direct and probably unpopular political answer. He said, ladies, if you lost 20 to 30 pounds, see what happens. He called them out for being fat butts and lazy and entitled and things like that, because when they want to come out and complain that, oh, you're body shaming, you're coming after me for, because of things that I can't deal with because I inherited this body from my mother who was also fat. Don't blame me. No, let's blame the little Debbies you got in the back seat of your car. That's probably the first thing we want to blame. But women want to call this shaming. And this is really funny because they do it all the time. They don't even know they're doing it, but this is ingrained in their wiring. And when you look at dating platforms and you look at dating situations, and when a guy asks a woman out, if he does finally ask a woman out, she turns him down, and she'll turn him down and turn to her friends and say, he was so short. Well, the guy was 5'10". He wasn't 6 foot tall. And so women are categorically denying offers for dates and things like this with guys who are under 6 foot tall. Doesn't happen all the time, but as a guy who's 5'9", I can tell you, it happens. Happens an awful lot. And a lot of women have missed out on a great time. I can tell you that. That is not a narrative. That's accountability, because I was always a fun date. Always playing things, always did, fun stuff. But for them to categorically deny a guy because he's not 6 foot tall is not honoring a guy's answer that he doesn't want to take out a woman who's beginning her life on the obesity scale in their relationship. Why do you want to start off with that, with an actual health problem right there? And when you got this kind of narrative going on that it's bad to body shame women who are fat and out of shape and really aren't attractive to young guys, but in the same token, they're not attracted to shorter guys under the 6 foot tall spectrum, it works both ways. So narratives versus accountability. Now, the last one that I wanted to throw out there, and this is a joke that was told by Roseanne Barr the other day. And I thought this was hilarious. You can do with it what you want. But Roseanne Barr was talking about Candace Owens. And her comment about Candace Owens, and Candace Owens going after Brigitte Macron for having a penis. And Candace Owens is certain that the First Lady of France, is actually a man and is packing a penis, and she's adamant about this, and she says she's actually being sued about this right now, and she's comfortable in her thoughts that she's going to win. But Roseanne Barr had the ultimate, I think, comeback to this whole thing, and her comment was, if Candace Owens is so America first, why is she going after Brigitte Macron and not Michelle Obama? In the meantime, I love you, and I'll be back